Master Jedi, I'm aware that my recent military record might raise some concerns. I want to reassure you that my squad fatality rates have not consistently been this high.
I suppose that's good to hear.
The first squad I commanded after making Sergeant was sent to free POWs being held at a small Imperial outpost. Intel said the place would be lightly manned. Most of the Imperials wouldn't arrive for another 24 hours. Intel was wrong.
I assume you got more than you bargained for.
The Imperials sent their reinforcements a day early. When my squad broke into the outpost, we were outnumbered 10-1. We were outmanned and outgunned, but we achieved our objective, freed all the POWs, and came out alive. My squad's casualty rate was 97.4%, but we had no fatalities.
It's impressive that anyone made it out of there with those odds.
They were good soldiers, far better than any of the others I've had under my command. Our mission was accomplished without permanent loss of Republic resources. That squad was effectively trained, and as a result, we achieved victory much more efficiently.
They must have been remarkable soldiers.
They are. Good soldiers are a resource. Yes, their loss damages the war effort, but they are meant to be used. Victory for the Republic is worth any cost. Master Jedi, our downtime has had a positive impact on my battle readiness. I believe I'm 14.2% more prepared for combat now.
It's good to know you've been using your time wisely, Sergeant.
I've had a lot of time to think. I've forgotten what that was like.
Relax while you can, Sergeant. There's more fighting ahead.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been thinking about my original squad. I haven't seen any of them since we liberated that POW camp. They seem to be on active duty, but I can't find any mention of commendations or recognition. They should be decorated soldiers.
I'm sure you'll find something.
Carson, Naja, Eckert, that whole squad has simply vanished.
One might almost believe that you considered those soldiers people.
They'd be most valuable to the Republic deployed on the front. This just doesn't make sense to me. Finally tracked down my old squad mates, Master Jedi. Wishing I hadn't. General Garza recruited them into the Special Forces Black Ops program. But now, they're in a detention facility on Beirun, convicted of war crimes.
War crimes are a serious charge. How did your old squad go from being heroes to convicted criminals?
Black Ops doesn't make heroes. It trains killers. If the right targets die, no one complains. They renamed my old squad the Surgeons, tasked them with destabilizing the Empire's command structure by removing its best leaders. But the Surgeons didn't just target Imperial commanders. They went after the officers' families. They wanted to send the enemy a message.
Killing women and children is never acceptable.
Good soldiers know what acceptable targets are. This wouldn't have happened on my watch. The detention center's warden says my old squad mates are serving life sentences. They're young. That's a lot of years to spend in cages. The next time I get nostalgic and curious, Master Jedi, give me a planet to invade.
Want to hear something crazy? I've done more fighting as a Jedi than during my entire Sith training.
I wish it didn't have to be this way.
On the bright side, still alive. Not easy playing backup to the greatest Jedi warrior in the galaxy. Won't even pretend we'll ever be equals, but I've got some new moves to try out next time we're in a fight.
Don't save all your new moves for the enemy.
Still got plenty of tricks you've never seen. Have to save something for a rainy day. So, when do I get my own Padawan? Always wanted to be a teacher.
It's true. I'm learning all kinds of things from you.
Helps that you're an excellent student, but that's not what I mean. Here, pretend you're my Padawan. Got a hypothetical moral dilemma for you. Say you could only save the Republic or the Jedi Order. Which would you choose and why? Don't think, answer.
Jedi are guardians of peace and justice, but the Republic embodies those qualities. It comes first.
Wrong answer, Padawan. If the Jedi Order is destroyed, who will save the Republic? The Jedi have to come first.
Jedi can exist without the Republic, but not the other way around. Interesting notion.
Puts this war in perspective, doesn't it? We're not fighting for them. They're fighting for us. This teaching thing's fun. Have to do it again sometime. Finally got the skinny on how we become an official Jedi twosome. Short version, not happening. We'd only ever see each other on Tython. Senior council members would review us monthly, make sure we stay detached. The clincher is, only Jedi who were raised by the Order from birth get permission. I'm automatically disqualified.
We can do what we want. We don't need permission.
Maybe not, but we might need a good alibi someday. Master Satele, smart lady. The longer we keep things going, the harder they'll be to stop. Not gonna ruin your life, tough guy. You want out of this? Just say so.
I'd rather face down the whole council than lose what we have.
For a man of action, got away with words. So much for upholding the Jedi Code. Guess we're outlaws.
We'll find a way to live with the guilt. Somehow.
Won't be easy, but we have to try, and try, and try. Nope, still feel guilty. You'll have to try harder next time. Better get back to saving the galaxy. Don't want people to think we've gone soft.
Your people speaking of the Empire sound like a distorted echo. When I was born, we thought the rest of the galaxy to be mystery and legend. We had been alone for 1,000 years.
What was it like? I can't even imagine.
We were what you made us. In my youth, Jedi were how you threatened errant children. Obey your masters or the Jedi will obliterate you. For thousands of years, we had total control of 100 star systems. Then the Jedi drove us to the farthest fringe of the galaxy.
That was generations ago. Do people really still care?
Did your people still care to fear us when we re-emerged? This is hardly worth debating. I gain nothing from understanding how your Republic's fools view the galaxy. I am surprised that once your council finishes its brainwashing, any Jedi has a spine left to oppose the Emperor. Perhaps you are young enough to still cultivate the strength of the Sith.
Revan the Exile and I were all Jedi trained, and we all resisted the Emperor. What Sith have done so?
That was a surprise. In 3 centuries, I expected to see one test his strength against the Dark Lord. But those strong enough to challenge him are killed young, or co-opted into the Dark Council. Perhaps you are right. Jedi strengths are different, not necessarily lesser. I do not know how more to prepare you to face the Emperor. What has your training been? All I know of Jedi ways is from Revan. Surely they have changed in 300 years.
Not as much as you'd think.
That is the great failing of both our peoples. We do not change. When I step onto Korriban, I'm always surprised to see the same training I saw 3 centuries ago. Only my visions set me apart, made them bring me before the Emperor. In his presence, I first saw who he was and what he planned.
It must have taken great will to conceal such thoughts.
Showing anything but submission would have been my death. I alone could not defeat him, so I chose to wait for one who could. I thought Revan and the Jedi Exile were my chance.
Revan and the Jedi Exile are legends. What were they like?
It should not have surprised anyone that Revan turned Sith. He knew you cannot fight the dark side without understanding it. The Exile was harder to read. Even with all she had done, she never trusted herself. With Revan, she was his student again. I liked them. I would have served them, but my vision told me they would fail. I cut down the exile and brought Revan to the Emperor as a gift.
Is that what you're planning to do to me?
If you are not the one who will stop the Emperor's madness, then I will await the one who will. The only way to live long enough to find the Jedi who would kill the Emperor, to find you, was to convince him to trust me. He took my offering and gave me a place at his side. He gave me immortality. It was a gift, but not without its price.
Life of a combat medic. Long hours, grueling work. Patients bleeding all over your nice clothes. I'm not complaining. Nothing beats the look of gratitude from someone whose life you just saved. But it gets distracting when beautiful patients fall in love with you. I mean, lots of ethical dilemmas, you know.
How often do combat medics meet beautiful women?
Why do you think I took the job? I figured Jedi have the same problem. You must have admirers lined up from one end of the galaxy to the other.
I have billions of fans on Coruscant alone.
Just imagine how popular we'll be after we knock the Sith Empire into a black hole. If I were you, I'd get some extra sleep now. You can get along without me for a bit, right? Need to pop over to Alderaan. Old friend of mine there got kidnapped by gangsters. They'll kill her if I don't deliver the spice they paid me for.
How can you be so casual about this? Your friend is in terrible danger.
Why worry? Old Doc's got everything under control. A couple of years back, I scammed this gang for a bulk load of credits. Spent everything to set up a refugee hospital on Alderaan. My friend is the head doctor there. I guess the gangsters finally figured out where all the money went.
This is a matter for Alderaan's law enforcement, not us.
Way ahead of you. I'm going undercover for Republic Customs. Once I deliver the spice and free my friend, the good guys swoop in. Gangsters go to prison and my friend gets your hospital back. Whole plan's foolproof. Won't take any time at all.
Watch your back, Doc. Someone's always building a better fool.
Don't I know it? Those gangsters were smarter than I thought. But the Republic hostage negotiators talked him out of killing me. They were really something.
Sounds like the expert on talking finally met his match.
I was at a disadvantage. The gangsters really wanted me dead. Good news is, my old friend's fine, because they forgot all about her. We never got a chance to catch up, but, hey, that's her on the holo. Probably wants to say thanks. Hey, pretend you work for me, all right? You look terrific, Prudy. Have you lost weight? Love the new hairstyle.
2 years without so much as a hollow, and that's all you can say. You abandoned me at our wedding.
Doc, is this woman your wife?
We're just good friends. She's a little confused, that's all.
I thought you loved me. You said all those wonderful things on Ord Mantell.
Prudy, sweetheart. Those were sweet nothings. You should never take those at face value.
My parents flew all the way from Coruscant for a wedding that never happened. You loathsome cad. I wish I'd never met you.
Whatever happened before, Doc risked his life to save you.
I'd never have been kidnapped if it wasn't for him.
Look on the bright side, Prudy. You still have that hospital I bought you.
The gangsters burned it to the ground.
She still loves me. Those gangsters on Alderaan brought back some great memories. Oh, they used to call me Doc Operator back in the day. I was the go-to guy for everything medical. Trauma kits, surgical droids, hospitals, you name it, and I could get it. One time, this hut was hoarding med packs after a massive groundquake, selling them at an obscene markup. I tricked Mandalorians into attacking his palace.
Pitting Mandalorians against a hut? You enjoy living dangerously, Doc.
Please. I risk more walking down the street with you. I forged a death mark signed by the Hutt against the Mandalorian clan. They, accidentally found it with a little help from yours truly. The Mandalorians attacked the Hutt palace in record time. By sheer coincidence, I was there to sweep in and clear out the Hutt's med packs.
You expect me to believe that's all you took? I know how Hutts live.
The Hutt was hiding rare gems in a few med packs. Strangest thing. Thanks to an anonymous donor, every hospital in the disaster zone received supplies to treat their patients. Saved thousands of lives. That was small time compared to what we're doing. When we save the galaxy, I'm not staying anonymous. We have got to get off this ship and do something besides beat up bad guys. Don't get me wrong, that's important, but it wouldn't kill us to go out and socialize a bit. I know all the best clubs. I'll show you around, make some introductions. Never know who you might meet. It'll be fun.
When the Sith Empire is finally defeated, I'll be able to relax.
You can't put a conditional like that on your life. What happens if we all die or get really old and boring before then? You keep saying no all you want, but old Doc's not gonna stop asking. Might as well give in and live a little, right? Can't believe this. Standards at the Republic Health Administration must be non-existent. I went to medical school with a new acting head. Guy is a moron. Doesn't know a vibra scalpel from a field cauterizer. Barely passed his final exams. How is he the top doctor in the Republic?
It's been a while since you were in school together. His skills must have improved.
The only thing that improved was his bank account. Now he's going to be in all the medical journals. This is what always happens. Real doctors go out and save lives. Idiots stay on Coruscant and get themselves promoted. So what if this guy invented a vaccine for Zabrak scalp necrosis? I could have done it. I was just busy.
What is Zabrak scalp necrosis? Sounds bad.
Oh, it's just a low-grade flesh-eating virus. Makes Zabrak's horns fall out. Embarrassing, not life-threatening. Tell you this much. Enough's enough. No more Mr. Nice Doc. The galaxy's gonna find out what a real physician looks like. I gotta find a disease to cure. Something really unpleasant. Old Doc's always been more of a lover than a fighter. But I had to up my game since you came around. It's not easy looking good when you're fighting next to a Jedi. But I figured out the trick.
Care to clue me in before our next big battle?
Let's just say I'm getting a new nickname. Dr. Knockout. Yep. Next time we're surrounded by the scum of the galaxy, they're gonna be sorry they met me. I don't believe this! We missed the party of the Millennium last night. It's all over the holonet. Music, dancing, attractive people. We could have been a part of it if we hadn't been on the wrong side of the galaxy, saving everyone's lives as usual. 2 heroes of the Republic would have been colossal at that shindig. Infinite opportunities for romance. We would have had it made.
Just think about how much more colossal we'll be at these parties once the Empire is defeated.
We've already earned more admirers than we'll ever have time for. Anything extra is just wasteful. I'm in the prime of my life, and I'm spending it with people who enjoy running around on exploding planets. All I want is to abuse our fame just for one night. Is that so wrong?
You wanted to see me? We're getting closer to finding out who's behind this. Keep it up. Regrets won't bring Master Zalo back. He's gone. You just have to accept it. The Empire doesn't stand a chance against the likes of us. What have you got for me? Only a few dozen senators have access to those accounts. One of them must be an Imperial spy. Until we find out who hired the bounty hunter and why, we can't be sure of anything. I never pictured you as a politician. I never realized you had so many varied skills, T7.
Wow.